answer, in my humble opinion, has to be the A5 Coupe. With its perfect dimensions and sporty roofline, it's like a much slicker version of the A4. But being a three-door, it's just not as practical. So without us even having to ask, Audi have answered with the A5 Sportback, a 5-door version that's still drop-dead gorgeous. It's slightly longer than the coupe model, which means more legroom in the back. That front seat is set to my driving position. I'm 5'6", and as you can see, there's plenty of room there to accommodate people much taller than me. The same can't be said about headroom, unfortunately, and the sloping roofline does impact that ever so slightly. That middle seat is also quite narrow, and because of the large transmission tunnel, it's probably best left to accommodate this fold-down centre armrest and optimise the comfort for two instead. There is a seatbelt there, however, so it can be used if you're in a pinch. Those extra doors open nice and wide, making it easier to fit child seats, and it comes with 2 sets of Isofix anchors so that you can fit them securely to the chassis of the vehicle. It offers the same amount of boot space as the A4 at 480 litres, but because of the hatchback design, is obviously much more practical to load. It's also got barely any load lip and can be extended into the rear for any more heavy-duty shopping trips. Practical and pretty is a good way to describe the interior. Audi cabins are among the most refined on the market, and the A5 is no exception with its clean lines and high quality materials. And there's lots of neat storage compartments around to keep it nice and tidy. The MMI infotainment system takes centre stage and comes fully loaded with all the latest in-car technology. That's a standard feature on the basic SE model, as are xenon headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and front and rear parking sensors. This top-spec S-Line model adds that sportier S-Line styling, which includes upgraded 18-inch wheels, the S-Line flat-bottom sports steering wheel, and a stiffer sports suspension. Most A5s sold are still diesel. This is the 2-litre TDI with 190 brake horsepower, but it's also available in a 150 brake version and in both manual and automatic transmission, like this one. For the petrol heads then, there's a 1.4-litre TFSI or a 2-litre 190 version, as well as 2 range-topping Quattro models for those who want all-wheel drive. This is the S-Line model, which means it does get that stiffened sports suspension. And while it does definitely give the car a fun and sporty feel, it can sometimes go ever so slightly over that edge into too harsh, especially on some of Ireland's not-so-perfect road surfaces. But the good news is it can be deleted as an option at no extra cost. Other than that, everything else is spot on. There's great feedback from the steering, a nearly silent cabin, and a great low-down driving position. The S-Tronic automatic gearbox provides a sublimely smooth experience with a really quick linear power uptake that makes you feel every one of those 190 horses on takeoff. The A5 shares the A4's full 5-star NCAP safety rating, with emergency autonomous braking as standard and a raft of additional driver assisting features available as options. Speaking of options, there's a list as long as your arm to choose from, but the one that really sticks out to us is the virtual cockpit, which transfers information from the MMI to a 12-inch digital display behind the steering wheel. And coming in at just over €350, we think is well worth it just for that wow factor. One option that did make us flinch a bit was the metallic paint, and unless you want your A5 in black or white, you'll have to pay an extra €1,250 to add a splash of colour like this very nice scuba blue. Other than that, the A5 is just about the most practical and stylish Audi you can own. You can check it out for yourself at your local Audi dealer, and you can find out where they are, book a test drive, or see what the competition have to offer on CarsIreland.ie.